Yes, today I would like to ask you one very simple and very fundamental question. The question which must be faced by many philosophers. Actually, if you want to be a philosopher, you must face this question. The question which every single parent of a child which is 3 or 4 years old is really feared, because for sure the day when the child asks this question will come one day. Well, the question is, what was first, the chicken or an egg? And this is not the only question or problem we have to face. I think the second problem now today is my art skills. But well, I promise to make as professional presentation as you Shimon did next time. Well, it may appear at a glance that this question is quite childish. It might be a little bit silly, but this is not true. This question possesses real deepness, because in fact this is the question about the causality. This is the question how how one thing comes from the another. If X causes Y, then what is the first if Y causes X? If you wonder, for example, how this presentation can be helpful for you, you can notice that this question appears many times in science or even in economics. If you are familiar with physics, there is Van der Waals equation, which is based exactly on this dilemma and problem. And if you have a car, you can also wonder sometimes why you do not have electric car, because there is no electric fuel stations. But why there are no such stations? Because nobody drives electric car. So there is a question of what is the cause and what is the action, what is the reason. It may appear at a glance that there are only two answers possible in this dilemma. The one, chicken, and the second, the egg. But this is not true. It's only at a glance, because I'm going to present you at least 4 possible answers. The first, the most obvious answer, is the thing that the egg was at the very beginning, was actually prior to chicken. And this answer is second, generally speaking, by science, and in this case, evolution, and natural history speaks on behalf of science. Starting from the first one, evolution. We must be aware that generally evolution is being conducted by mutations and sexual reproduction. But how it comes? The mutation, which is the basis for evolution, is possible only in one moment of sexual reproduction, exactly where the egg comes. Because afterwards, from the egg, there is no possibility for any other mutation further. So the egg must be prior. So what we see in this marvelous picture, I don't think I'm very modest, am I? Marvelous picture, there are 2 different species of birds which absolutely are not chickens. And during the course of sexual reproductions, their mix with their DNA, the mutation comes into place, and what we receive is not the egg of any of those birds, it's the first egg of a chicken. So well, science in this point says that egg was prior to chicken. Another point can be made by natural history. If we start thinking in a little bit wider terms about the egg, not about only chicken egg, we can notice very easily that the animals born from eggs were definitely prior to chickens, to birds. For example, reptiles, dinosaurs. So, in wider terms, science also states that egg was before chicken. Okay, but this is only one possible answer. The second is also obvious as well. The second answer is, of course, that chicken was the first thing. And here comes religion, because 2 great religions of our world, Christianity and Hindu religions, they state that the first was chicken. We all know the quotation from Bible that the God has created animals, world, and so on. But He created animals, not the eggs of animals. So well, it's stated really explicitly that the very beginning was the chicken. With Hindu religion, it is a little bit more complicated, because in one of the very sanctified saint books of that religion, it is stated exactly in the same way like in the Bible, that first the animals were created. But if we think once again in wider terms, and we start thinking about eggs in general, not only chicken eggs, we can notice that Hindu religion is a little bit inconsistent in some way, because they also state that the very beginning of everything, totally everything, even before creation of animals, there was one big egg. Nobody really knows whose egg, what's egg, but from that egg all the world was finally created. So Hindu religion is a little bit inconsistent in this way. I presented to you two obvious answers. And so I wonder, what do you think, what is the third possible answer? Do you have any idea? So the third possible answer is that nothing was first. And this is what is presented by, for example, Buddhism nowadays, where there is a circular idea of time. There is nothing like beginning, nothing like an end, not like in our civilization that we have very linear idea about history. They simply think that there is no beginning, there is no end, so it's impossible to answer this question because it has no sense actually. So this is the third possible answer. Well, if we take a look for this answer and for this dilemma, we can say that science states that egg was at the beginning. At this time religions mainly say that chicken was at the very beginning. And there is a lot of people who absolutely don't care, they are not interested in it, and other people simply say, like Buddhists, that nothing was actually first. Well, it's only up to you to decide. What do you think about this dilemma? As I said, it has a really deep philosophical issue inside of this question. There is a really deep philosophical issue inside of this question. And I hope this short presentation about quite at a glance childish topic will help you to at least answer questions of your own children. As at the beginning I said that I'm going to present you 4 possible answers. So what was the first? The egg, the chicken, or maybe the rooster? It's up to you to decide.